It's a peaceful Tuesday morning. Margaret, who is 72 years old, walks out to her mailbox just as she does every single day. She gathers up the bills, the supermarket flyers, and one formal-looking envelope sent from the Social Security Administration. She takes a quick look. The figures inside seem odd, frightening even. So she does what countless seniors do. She puts it aside. She tells herself, "I'll handle it later. It's probably an error, or perhaps a scam." 3 months go by, and Margaret looks at her bank account on the 3rd of the month, and her Social Security deposit is half-not of the amount she expected. Her stomach sinks. Her rent is due, her prescriptions are due, and she has no clue why the government just pulled the $1,000 more from her payment. That envelope she set aside, it wasn't a scam, it was a Notice of Overpayment. And right at this moment, it is silently pulling money from the bank accounts of thousands of American retirees. Hello there, my friend. I am Masha, a senior policy analyst. And for many years, I have helped retirees just like you make sense of the rules that the government does not explain in plain language. Today, I am going to guide you through exactly what this overlooked letter is, what the brand new 2025 rule states, and the 4 legal rights you hold to safeguard your monthly check, rights that the Social Security Administration will not phone you up to remind you about. And please, stick with me until the very end of this video. Because there is one particular mistake, trap number 4, that thousands of seniors are making at this very moment. They mix up 2 government forms that look nearly identical, and that single mistake is causing their appeals to be rejected and their checks to be sliced in half. I do not want that happening to you. So let's walk through this together. Calmly, step by step. Allow me to tell you about Robert. Robert is 67 years old. He retired from a small manufacturing position in Ohio. He is cautious with his money. He balances his checkbook every Sunday. He is the type of man who reads every single word on a contract before he ever signs it. Robert began collecting Social Security at 65. For 2 years, everything went smoothly. His check came on time, every month like clockwork. Then one day, Robert took on some part-time work at a local hardware store. Only 20 hours a week. A bit of extra income for groceries and fuel. He thought, I am beyond my full retirement age. I can earn whatever amount I want. And he was correct about that part. But here is what Robert was unaware of. The Social Security Administration gathers wage information from employers and the IRS, and occasionally, due to timing, paperwork, or a clerical error on their side, the system figures the wrong benefit amount. For 8 months, Robert was paid $140 too much every single month. That comes to over $1,100 in overpayment, and Robert had absolutely no idea. Then the letter showed up. A Notice of Overpayment. The figure on the page made his stomach turn over. Robert thought, this must be a scam. The Social Security folks would have phoned me. So he tossed it into a drawer. 90 days later, Robert's monthly check was reduced by 50%. And because he missed his 30-day window to reply, Social Security started pulling that money automatically. While he was still attempting to figure out what was going on, Robert was not a careless man. He was not a foolish man. He simply did not realize that the letter was genuine, that the clock was ticking, and that he had 4 legal rights. He could have applied the moment he opened that envelope. That is the Robert trap, and I am going to make certain it does not turn into your trap. Let's slow down and examine exactly what the Social Security Administration is doing right now, and the reasons behind it. The core rule. By federal law, the Social Security Administration is obligated to recover any benefit payment that was issued in excess of what you were entitled to receive. That is stated in their official publication, EN 05-10098. Whenever this happens, they send you a Notice of Overpayment. The notice spells out the amount, the cause, and the way they intend to recover it. The rule that changed 3 times in 13 months. Now, here is where things turn serious. Listen carefully. In March of 2024, the default withholding rate was only the 10%. If you were overpaid, they would only deduct 10% of your check until the debt was settled. That was workable. Then, on March 27, 2025, the rule shifted overnight. The Social Security Administration declared that new overpayments would be recovered at 100%, meaning your full check could be held back. That triggered a public outcry. So 1 month afterward, on April 25, 2025, the Social Security Administration released an emergency message, and I am quoting straight from their official policy archive. Effective April 25, 2025, overpayment notices will provide a default Title II overpayment benefit withholding rate of 50% of the monthly benefit. So today, in 2026, if you receive a notice of overpayment for your retirement or survivor benefits, the default rate is half of your monthly check-in. For the typical retiree receiving roughly $2,000 a month, that comes to nearly the $1,000 gone every single month until the debt is settled. If you receive Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, your default rate remains 10%. That part stayed the same. The 4 traps. Now allow me to walk you through the 4 mistakes seniors are making right now. Trap number 1. It must be a scam, I'll throw it away. Reddit forums are packed with seniors reporting overpayment notices ranging from $5,000 all the way up to $39,000. The figures are so startling that many seniors assume it is fraudulent mail. But ignoring the letter does not stop anything. The recovery clock begins the moment that letter is dated. Trap number 2. Missing the 30-day protection window. This is essential. The Social Security Administration's own website states, if you ask for a waiver or appeal within 30 days, we won't collect the money until we decide on your request. 30 days. That is your shield. Miss it, and they can begin reducing your check while your case is still being reviewed. Trap number 3. Assuming it's not my fault means no repayment. Many seniors believe, well, this was their error. I don't owe a thing. But a waiver is not automatic. You are required to file Form SSA 632BK, and you must demonstrate Act 2 things: that the overpayment was not your fault, and that paying it back would create genuine financial hardship. Trap number 4. Confusing appeal with waiver. This is the one I cautioned you about. These are 2 completely separate rights with 2 completely separate forms. If you believe the overpayment is wrong, they made a math error, the dates are off, the amount is off, you submit Form SSA 561U2, Request for Reconsideration. That is an appeal. If you accept that the overpayment occurred but you cannot afford to repay it, you submit Form SSA 632BK, Request for Waiver CRI. That is a waiver. Submit the wrong one and your case is delayed for months while the money keeps being pulled from your check. Your 4 legal rights. Now here is the encouraging news. You hold our 4 legal rights that the Social Security Administration must respect. Right number 1. The right to reconsideration. File Form SSA 561U2 within 260 days of receiving the notice. Right number 2. The right to a waiver. File Form SSA 632BK. There is no firm deadline, but submit it within 30 days to freeze collection automatically. Right number 3. The right to a lower repayment rate. File Form SSA 634. The request for change in overpayment recovery rate. If 50% of your check would leave you unable to cover food, rent, or medication, you can ask them to deduct less. Right number 4. The right to a personal conference. Before any withholding starts, you may request an in-person or phone conference with a Social Security representative to present your evidence. According to AARP, the notice itself usually gives you around 90 days to act. But please, do not wait the full 90 days. Use that 30-day window. It is your strongest protection. What happens if you do nothing? If you ignore the letter, 4 things can take place. 1. Automatic 50% withholding on every check until the debt is cleared. 2. The Treasury Offset Program. Social Security can pass your debt to the U.S. Treasury, which can then seize your federal tax refund queue to apply against it. 3. You forfeit your right to appeal. Miss the 60-day window, and you can no longer challenge whether the overpayment is correct. You can only request a waiver or a reduced rate. 4. And this is the harshest part: the 2026 Medicare Part B premium. Just climbed to $202.90 per month, taken directly from your Social Security check. So a senior under a 50% recovery loses half the check first, and then Medicare pulls another $200 from what is left. That is the double hit, and that is the reason this letter is so harmful when it is overlooked. So let's discuss exactly what you should do. 3 clear steps. Write them down if you are able. Step 1. Open every letter from the Social Security Administration the day it arrives. I cannot stress this enough. If the envelope reads Social Security Administration and the return address is a government address, open it right away. Read every line. Search for the words Notice of Overpayment. Search for the date at the top of the letter. That is when your 30-day clock begins ticking. If you are unsure whether the letter is genuine, phone the Social Security Administration directly at 1-800-772-12113 or sign into your personal account at ESSA.gov My Account. Never trust a phone number printed on a questionable letter. Always navigate to the official website on your own. Step 2. File the correct form within 30 days. Ask yourself one straightforward question. Do I believe the overpayment is incorrect, or do I simply feel I cannot afford to repay it? If you believe it is incorrect, submit Form SA-561U2. Request for reconsideration. You have 60 days, but submit it within 30 to freeze collection. If you accept it happened but cannot afford to repay, submit Form SSA-632BK. Request for waiver. And if both situations apply, you may request a lower repayment rate by using Form BROR SSA-634. You can download every one of these forms at no cost from ASSA.gov Forms. Mail them to your local Social Security office and hold on to a copy for yourself. Yes. Course. Step 3. Document everything and seek help if you need it. Set up a simple folder. Put the original letter inside. Place a copy of every form you mail. Note down the date, the time, and the name of every Social Security employee you speak with. If the figures feel overwhelming, you do not need to face this on your own. Free assistance is available through your local senior legal aid office, through AARP's free benefits counselors, and through your in-state health insurance assistance program, also known as SHIP. You earn these benefits across a lifetime of work. You have every right to defend them. My friend, I want to speak honestly with you. Rules such as this one, the 50% withholding rule, the new 2026 Medicare premium, the modifications to overpayment recovery, they are shifting quicker than YouTube can alert you to. The Social Security Administration adjusted this single rule 3 times in 13 months. And most seniors only learn about it after their check has already been reduced. That is the reason I do not want you depending only on YouTube notifications. Please click the link in the description below this video and join our Global Senior Alerts official WhatsApp channel. It is entirely free. The minute you join, you will be able to download our Senior Benefits Protection Guide, a free PDF that walks you through every form, every deadline, and every right we discussed today. And just as importantly, you will receive real-time alerts, the instant a new rule changes, Social Security updates, pension law modifications, banking rules, insurance policy adjustments, new TSA travel rules for seniors. You will hear about it from us first, before it ever appears on the evening news. You worked your entire life for these benefits. Do not allow one overlooked envelope to strip them away. If this video helped you in any way, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who is collecting Social Security. It might be the most important thing they read this month. Until our next video, this is Masha, reminding you to stay informed, stay protected, and never face the system on your own. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.